I used to go with my friend Kim to Diddy's parties. Kim was my best friend. We both attended the freak-offs. There were also parties on Epstein's island, and going there used to be a lot of fun.
She was best known as being Paris Hilton's sidekick, but in reality, I think that girl was on a mission.
She got a taste of that drug. She wanted that power.
You know that you can make $1 million in one day. What does it look like?
I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. You know, Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant.
Paris Hilton just named Kim Kardashian in connection with Jeffrey Epstein's island, and she's not backing down. What happens when the heiress who took all the heat decides she's done protecting secrets? The files leaked, names scattered across the internet like shrapnel, and while the world scrambled to process the Epstein document dump, Paris Hilton did something nobody expected. She spoke, not a denial, not a carefully crafted PR statement, a warning. If she falls, she's taking others down with her. And the first name out of her mouth, Kim Kardashian. Suddenly, the glossy best friend photos from the early 2000s looked different. The club nights, the matching outfits, the paparazzi shots that built both their empires. Everything gets reframed, not as friendship, as something far more sinister. The narrative just shattered. Paris doesn't mince words. According to her claims, they weren't just partying in Los Angeles. They were on the island, Epstein's island, sometimes as guests, sometimes as what she calls party favors. The allegation cuts deep. Kim wasn't just there by accident.
I've known Paris Hilton from the time she's 12. She's hot. Her parents are friends of mine, and you know, the first time I saw her, she walked into the room and said, "Who the hell is that?"
Emotionally, physically. To me?
Ghislaine said, "Oh my God, who's that?" And my friend said, "Yeah, she's called Paris Hilton." And Ghislaine said, "Oh, God, she'd be perfect for Jeffrey. Could you introduce us?"
She was working the room, learning, climbing, using every connection, every whisper, every dark corner to build what would become a billion-dollar empire.
Incredibly rich, incredibly famous, but this tape is rearing its head again. Yes, and it has now caused more legal strife between herself and her state partner, Ray J.
While Paris spiraled publicly, Kim studied privately, and according to Paris, Kim knew exactly what she was doing. The question isn't whether Kim was there. The question is what she did once she arrived. The internet fractures instantly. Half believe Paris is finally unburdening herself from years of silence. The other half thinks she's redirecting blame, throwing Kim under the bus to save herself. Why now? Why wait until the documents leaked? Why not speak years ago when it mattered? Timing raises suspicion, but so does silence. Is Paris the victim who finally found her voice? Or is she the architect of her own redemption arc, sacrificing Kim to rewrite history? Nobody knows. And that's exactly what makes this so dangerous. Who's lying? Kim, with her carefully curated empire and legal army? Or Paris, with her trauma documentaries and decade of public humiliation?
Kim Kardashian allegedly had some videotapes and audio tapes that was actually recovered in the raid at P. Diddy's home.
Both present during the same chaotic era of excess and exploitation, but their trajectories couldn't be more different. Paris became the punchline, the tabloid disaster, the girl who lost control. Kim became the mogul, the billionaire, the untouchable, and Paris wants to know why. Why does Kim get to walk away clean while Paris drowns in speculation? Why does one heiress fall while the other rises? The comparison stings, and Paris is done pretending it doesn't. Old photographs resurface. Paris with men whose names now carry criminal weight. Paris at parties that looked glamorous then, but sinister now. Every archived image gets re-examined under a harsher light. Rumors circulate about sealed footage, party tapes, private recordings, material that allegedly shows more than anyone wants to admit. Advocates and victims demand transparency. Release everything. Let the public see who was really there. Paris becomes the face of the scandal, not because she's the worst offender, but because she's the most visible, the most vulnerable, the easiest target. And she's tired of being the only one in the crosshairs. Insiders claim Kim was there too, at the same events, in the same rooms, connected to the same networks. But while Paris takes the heat, Kim posts calmly from her mansion. Business as usual, nothing to see here. Paris watches Kim's life continue unbothered. Billion-dollar deals, reels, magazine covers, perfect family photos. Meanwhile, Paris gets dragged through the mud for crimes she claims she didn't commit. The double standard breaks her. Why does Kim get protection while Paris gets crucified? Why does one name trend as a villain while the other trends as an icon? Paris decides she's done carrying the weight alone. Claims emerge that Paris has held onto evidence for years. Text messages, photos, proof of who was where and when. She's been carrying the burden of these secrets, watching Kim rise to billionaire status while she remained the cautionary tale. Old tensions resurface. The friendship that looked effortless on camera was allegedly anything but. Resentment festered, and Paris, tired of being the scapegoat, is ready to flip the board. If she has receipts, they're about to change everything. Fans revisit the early days, Kim following Paris around, learning from her, mimicking her style, using Paris as a blueprint for fame. The narrative shifts from friendship to exploitation. Did Kim use Paris as a stepping stone? Was their bond genuine, or was it strategic? Paris speaks openly now about being preyed upon at 19. Her documentary reveals a pattern of exploitation, older men, powerful men, Hollywood's dark elite nightlife where young women were currency, and Kim was right there, watching, learning. What did she take away from those nights?
Is it working?
Now it's working, yeah.
Hey Gunther, what's up? It's Paris. I miss you, and I'm at my party right now in Malibu, and all my friends are drinking the rich Prosecco. Everyone loves the Royale the best. I love the passion fruit, but all my friends really love the Royale.
The public paints two portraits: Paris, the manipulated, the vulnerable girl thrown into chaos too young to protect herself; Kim, the strategist, the calculated observer who studied every room, every power dynamic, every opportunity. Kim allegedly kept her foot in dangerous circles long after Paris burned out. She didn't just survive the darkness, she weaponized it. One woman spiraled, the other ascended, and the internet wants to know why. What looked like two rich girls having fun now looks like something else entirely. Was Paris the pawn in someone else's game? Was Kim learning how to play while Paris was being played? This realization stings Paris the deepest. The idea that her friendship, her trust, her vulnerability were all just research material for someone building an empire. If true, Kim didn't just betray Paris.
What's going on with it? That is if I ever go to India outfit.
There was a story that came out, a video that was shown saying back in the days when Kim K was Paris Hilton's assistant.
Yeah.
Was it true? Was Kim K Paris's assistant?
Yeah, she used to sleep in my guest room. Yep. And then some weird shit happened. I'm not gonna say what happened, but and then she made it to the master bedroom.
She studied her downfall and made sure it would never happen to her. Kim allegedly followed Paris's fame path with surgical precision. Paris had a leaked tape that destroyed her reputation. Kim had a leaked tape that launched hers.
Very often there'd be this beautiful dark-haired girl in the background trying to get in the shot.
Was that Kim Kardashian? Yeah, she was Paris's friend, her stylist, and her assistant, and they were often seen together.
Anytime, there was cameras needed, Paris would basically tell Kim Kardashian to text.
In reality, I think that girl was on a...
But the stories diverge. Kim's tape gets framed as a business move, controlled, orchestrated. Ray J later claims Kim and Kris Jenner were involved in planning the release. If true, the tape wasn't a scandal. It was a product launch. Kris Jenner, portrayed as the mastermind, allegedly turned her daughter's humiliation into a multi-million-dollar opportunity, and it worked. Paris's tape ruined her. Kim's tape made her. As Epstein rumors pull Kim into the conversation, her strategy shifts. Silence gives way to legal aggression. Ray J, who once seemed like ancient history, becomes a target. Lawsuits fly, threats of defamation, cease and desist orders. Kim's legal team moves fast and loud. Fans interpret the response two ways. Either she's protecting herself from lies, or she's panicking because the truth is about to surface. Ray J becomes collateral damage in a war he didn't start, but his involvement raises questions. What contracts exist? Who signed what? And who's protecting whom?
Kanye flew home last night, and he came back this morning. I want to show you guys what he got me. He got me all of his take back.
Oh, Kim.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Kim escapes scrutiny while Paris drowns in it. Kim's image remains pristine while Paris's name gets dragged. The imbalance enrages Paris. Why does one woman get grace while the other gets destroyed? Why does the internet forgive Kim's proximity to darkness but crucify Paris for the same associations? Paris decides she's done falling alone. If the world wants to tear someone down, they can start with the truth, and the truth involves more than one name. Silence ends. Epstein theories expand rapidly.
This federal RICO though, KK Chris,
Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Chris.
Now they include Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. Claims surface of overlapping investigations. Speculation that the Kardashian-Jenner family learned how to work elite systems, not despite the darkness, but because of it. NDAs, damage control, curated narratives. Every public move gets dissected as potential cover-up. The internet believes the family doesn't just manage scandals, they engineer them. And if Paris is right, the engineering started long before anyone realized. Ray J doesn't stay quiet. He calls the legal actions against him a PR stunt, a distraction. He files a countersuit, and suddenly new questions emerge. What contracts exist between him and the Kardashians? What agreements were signed? Who knew what and when?
How much are you willing to show us of your body? How much are you willing to give us of your daughter's body? That is the price of fame, and she did it. This is where we're at. This is why we tell you not to follow the Hollywood types. This is why you should not allow your children to idolize Hollywood. These are not the people that we should be following.
Ray J claims he's been silenced for years, threatened into compliance. Now he's done playing along. His countersuit doesn't just defend himself, it threatens to expose a machinery of control that's been running for decades. Who's protecting whom? And what are they protecting? Insiders whisper that Paris isn't bluffing. She has proof, not just embarrassing photos or awkward texts, damaging, explosive, career-ending evidence. Kim's team tightens defenses quietly. Lawyers move behind the scenes. Public appearances become rare. The shift is subtle but noticeable, and the silence from authorities, it fuels every conspiracy. If Paris has proof, why hasn't anyone acted? Who's being protected? And how high does the protection go? The internet smells blood. Paris drops hints, cryptic posts, vague references, teases of evidence that may or may not exist. She's playing a game of psychological warfare, and Kim knows it. Kim reduces her public presence. Fewer posts, fewer appearances. The woman who built an empire on visibility suddenly craves invisibility. Fans believe a file exists somewhere with Kim's name on it. They believe Paris is holding it like a loaded gun.
No, but we have a congressional act now to requiring the release, but they're going to say, you know
subject
what?
To
Tom
redaction.
Hanks, it's unfair that he was mentioned because
the law
he was eating
says
Skittles.
Subject to redaction. Subject to redaction.
And we all know what that means. That's to protect.
That's why I'm saying you will never be satisfied with what's released.
And they're waiting to see who blinks first. The tension is unbearable. Whispers grow louder. Unseen footage from Epstein's island allegedly exists, and Paris is supposedly in it. She denies everything publicly, claims she was never there, claims the rumors are baseless. But the internet refuses to give her the benefit of the doubt. Too many connections, too many photos, too many names overlapping in the same dark spaces. If the footage exists, and if Paris is in it, her denials won't matter. The truth will bury her. The Hilton name grants access, always has, to galas, to private islands, to rooms where deals get made and secrets get buried. Epstein operated in those same circles. Anonymous sources suggest the connections run closer than anyone admitted, that the Hilton family wasn't just aware of Epstein, they were adjacent to his network. Rumors gain traction. Every denial feels weaker, and Paris, as the family's most public face, becomes the embodiment of every dark theory. Paris claims she doesn't remember meeting Ghislaine Maxwell. Then old photos surface. Paris and Ghislaine, same event, same frame, smiling. Public outrage explodes. How do you forget meeting someone like that? How do you claim ignorance when photographic evidence exists? Experts suggest trauma and chaos explain memory gaps. The early 2000s were a blur for Paris. Drugs, alcohol, constant parties. It's plausible she genuinely doesn't remember, but the public doesn't care about plausibility. They care about the photo, and the photo doesn't lie. The early 2000s were chaos. Paris lived in a whirlwind of nightlife, cameras, and crushing pressure. Every night, a different party. Every day, a different headline. Memory becomes unreliable when you're living that fast. Plausible deniability exists. Maybe she really doesn't remember. Maybe the nights blurred together so completely that faces and names got lost in the haze. The public remains skeptical. Convenient memory loss feels like a cover. Even if it's true, it sounds like a lie. And in the court of public opinion, perception is everything. Photos of Paris with Rachel Chandler resurface. Chandler, a name that sends internet sleuths into overdrive. She's been linked repeatedly to Epstein's network. Her connections to MC2 model management raise alarms. The theory builds: young models, elite parties, pipelines of access and exploitation, and Paris, photographed with Chandler multiple times, sits at the center of it. Pattern recognition kicks in. The internet doesn't need confessions. They need enough dots to connect, and the dots are connecting fast. An old clip resurfaces. Donald Trump talking about Paris Hilton when she was 12 years old. The comments, once brushed off as eccentric billionaire behavior, now sound disturbing. Why was a grown man publicly commenting on a child that way? Why did nobody question it then? And why does it feel so much worse now, knowing Trump's ties to Epstein? Fans demand answers.
I've known Paris Hilton from the time she's 12. She's hot. Her parents are friends of mine, and the first time I saw her, she walked into the room and said, "Who the hell is that?"
Did you want to bang her?
She is at 12 I wasn't interested. I've never been into that.
Right.
They've sort of always stuck around that 25 category.
But even at 12, you were kind of
No, but
wow,
I
she's hot.
saw her at 12. She was beautiful. But honestly, Paris gets knocked and this and that. But she's very beautiful. Her skin is flawless. She's dumb like a...
The power imbalance becomes impossible to ignore. Paris was a child. Trump was a billionaire with access and influence. What else happened that nobody questioned? Years later, Trump casually discussed Paris's leaked tape. The tone was invasive, objectifying, like he had a right to comment on her most humiliating moment. Viewers today watch the clip with horror. The ease with which he spoke about her body, her choices, her scandal, no boundaries, no empathy, just entitlement. Trump's history with Paris adds layers of discomfort. He knew her as a child. He watched her grow up in the same elite circles he dominated, and then he publicly dissected her trauma. The power imbalance cuts deep. Trump's past ties to Epstein are well documented. Same parties, same social strata, same circles of wealth and access. Theories emerge about how introductions were made, who brought whom into which rooms.
Have you seen the video?
I have seen it.
You did? What'd you do? You went on the internet?
It was just...
How did you see that? What did you do?
Melania showed it to me.
She did?
She showed it to me.
What did you think of that?
I think it's probably unfortunate, and perhaps it made...
And Paris, caught in the middle of it all. A child in elite spaces. A teenager at parties with men decades older. A young woman trying to navigate a world designed to consume her. If Trump and Epstein crossed paths with Paris during her most vulnerable years, what happened? Who protected her and who didn't? Paris wasn't just attending parties in the early 2000s. She was the party, the nucleus. Her presence determined the guest list. VIP access flowed through her. Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, other young women caught in the same chaotic orbit. Cameras flashing, paparazzi waiting, chaos following wherever Paris went. But chaos doesn't happen by accident. Someone orchestrates it. Someone profits from it. And Paris, willingly or not, was at the center. Claims emerged that Paris wasn't just a guest at these events. She was a gatekeeper. Her influence controlled access. Who got in? Who got close? Who got destroyed? Britney Spears' vulnerability during this era gets spotlighted. Was Paris complicit in Britney's downfall? Did she enable the environment that swallowed Britney whole? Paparazzi moments get re-examined. That night outside the club, that photo at the hotel. Every moment that looked like friendship now looks like something darker. Did Paris protect anyone? Or did she just survive by feeding others to the machine? The internet can't decide. Was Paris exploited or was she complicit? Was she preyed upon or did she prey on others? The answer might be both. Britney's downfall fuels speculation. Paris's own trauma revelations complicate the narrative. She admits to being manipulated, to losing control, to being used by older, more powerful men. But does being a victim absolve her of enabling others' victimization? Can you be both broken and breaking others at the same time? The story refuses easy answers. Recent documentaries peel back layers. Paris hid for decades. The exploitation, the abuse, the trafficking she endured as a teenager, the loss of control she's been processing ever since. Fame cost her everything: autonomy, safety, privacy, peace. She gave the world a performance, and the world devoured her for it. But the story remains unresolved. Paris named Kim. She threatened receipts. She hinted at explosive evidence. And then what? Does the proof exist? Will it ever surface? Or is this just another chapter in a story with no ending? The internet waits. The tension builds. And somewhere between victim and villain, Paris Hilton sits with secrets that could detonate empires. If she's telling the truth, everything changes. If she's lying, she destroys herself. Either way, the mask is off and there's no going back. So who's really telling the truth? And how much longer can Kim Kim stay silent before silence becomes an admission? The clock is ticking. Someone's empire is about to crumble. The only question is whose?